I may have to test her out, Junior.
The Smooth 51 said, who's your favorite streamer, or who are you watching these days? Straw said, is it smelly there?
Smelly?
Ordinary Joe said, it's only fun and games until you estimate the flatulence and pay the price. S21 said, yes, but the smell is mostly peanut. The last straw said, like fish or lobsters, do they smell?
Not really.
Ricky Trickle said, never trust a fart. The Smooth 51 said, a fish once bit my butt when I went swimming in Maine. Said, you ever think about running a dragger out there? J2 Smooth 51 said,
We convert this to dragon stuff.
Madden said, have you ever been attacked by a shark?
Nope.
Ordinary Joe said, Maine lobster have been known to do that. Streamlabs said, thank you for following Babadats 420. Streamlabs said, thank you for following Drandra. J2 Smooth 51 said, have you ever caught a shark?
No.
Streamlabs said, thank you for following Falcon Punch. Streamlabs said, thank you for following Higer 4D. Vertex Satrev said, when is the last time you caught a shockingly large lobster?
A couple minutes ago.
Lab said, thank you for following Effectance. Gwynevit said, www.twitch.tv. J2 Smooth 51 said, is RIS heavily regulated or is it chill and the government doesn't bother you? Gwynevit said, sorry. Thank you for following Ray Birdie. Streamlabs said, thank you for following Face Punch. I am Kuba said, have you ever caught one of those rare blue lobsters?
I have not.
Straw said, do you fish every day or is it enough to fish like 2-3 days a week to earn decent money?
6
Pat
days
113 said, holy shit, that's a monster. Thefford King said, biggest catch? Thefford King said, oh. The Smoke 51 said, how much can you make a mon? More than 15k, yes or no? Kirksard said, Chai Tam Comrie?
Depends what you catch.
Lab said, thank you for following A76. Thank you for following Street Bison. 2 Smooth 51 said, okay, so how Jade made more than 15 some runs. Cool.
Cheddar.
King said.
Says Streep _
Lab
Cheddar.
said, thank you for following Street 101. Janik said, you're alone on tour all the time? Dave
Yeah.
Dollar 9210 said, what's going on, brother? The water treating you fair?
Yep.
Satrev said, what's your daily cost of operation?
Couple $100, give or take.
Salute 51 said, "Is eating fish everything healthy?" Said, "Welcome in." J2 Smooth 51 said, "Do you eat all of what you catch?"
I do.
Smooth 51 said, "Awesome." And Kuba said, "You said you go out. You have to go out if the sea is rough, or can you take risk life there?"
I can take days off.
Good day, Sam.
Hey,
Streamlabs
Michelle.
said, "Thank you for following Bernard DeMello." Streamlabs said, "Thank you for following Apex God." Thank you for following 007. Thank you for following U0 Other.
Cheddar.
OC7 said, "Work Mrs. Lady." Street said, "Thank you for following DR Insano 22. Risk said, "Face rolling on the floor laughing." Seb 1002 said, "What is it that you are screaming, Cheddar?"
Yep.
Subtract said, "Do people use sonar for lost or is it useless?" Streamline
Useless.
said, "Thank you for following Lusuire 14. Smooth 51 said, "How much is it to get a license? Or is it too hard?" Streamline
hard.
said, "Thank you for following Clipston Tizo." Jeeks Tour said, "Are the lobsters behaving today and what's for lunch today?" 1002
Cheddar.
said, "Is Cheddar good or bad?"
Good.
Black said, "Thank you for following B. Alucard." Abdul said, "Keep the cash."
Nope, nope,
Said,
nope.
"What does cheddar means in lobster terms?"
Just
Streamline
recently
said,
shedded its shell.
"Thank you for following LR Bumbleclip." 1002 said, "Are you far from coast?" Kiaisk just said,
No.
"How much GP for lobsters?" Streamlabs said, "Thank you for
Pretty
following
close.
Robert 1315. Sano 22 said, "Do you like this job?"
I do.
Ice just said, 200 GPA. Black said, "Thank you for following Pilgrimage." Jeeks Tour said, "Looks calmer out there today."
It definitely is.
David said, "Do you ever clean the boat?"
When I'm
Meaningful
done, yeah.
said, "His job is a family tradition." Evelyn said, That was cool. Lucier14 said. That means it gets cleaned every April, whether it needs it or not. Clean.
Pretty much.
That is. Just said. That's a cool ass job to have. The frame queen said. Gotta run my PC to the shop, be right
Oh
back.
boy, okay.
Said. See you later. Kualo0 said. How many traps are you allowed to have?
800.
D0C7 said. Okay, hurry back. 007 said. Do other people ever retrieve your traps when you're...
Nope. They get in trouble.
Nor said. How's your back these days?
Better.
Apple said. Do you have 800 traps?
Oh yeah. I got 600 something. Ah, 560 out, I guess.
800, that's a lot for a ship that size.
I got 560 something out.
He said, how long do you set your trap?
3 days.
Bill said, how long do the pots stay out? OC7
May
said,
until
3 days.
October, and I check
Peter 1
every 3
said,
days.
I'll heal about 3 days. Hero07 said, how many do you check on average a day? OC7 said, 150 to 100. Just said, who do you sell lobsters to? Streamlabs said, thank you for following Totem Tickler. Coach Deck said, do you play Tibia? OC7 said, he has a guide. Just said, MR cracks. Like said, Sai, do you play Tibia? Lab said, thank you for following Samurai Dogs. I said, why not play Tibia? Dog Bal said, hung up?
Bad.
I said, Tibia for life. Any other boats out there? Said, thank you. It said, LOL sheesh. Dog Val said, W.
Lost my fucking anchor.
I'll say, it parted? Said, no, no. Said, what happens with traps? Do you need to haul them to main or leave them in?
Oh, I have to bring them all home. Yep.
Toon said, good morning.
Morning.
How goes the lobster gathering? 0C7 said, takes them home, takes them all out the water.
I can't even lift it.
Jin said, good afternoon. "113 said, that must be interesting considering he has so many. How many fit on the boat?
70.
Insano 22 said, how much does a good-sized lobster get you? Said, oh no, what the hell -y? I said, thank you for following through of Zoro.
Guess we ain't hauling that one.
It said, ah. Said, oh man, that sucks.
No, it's still there, but
2,484 said,
someone's
what
on
happened?
it. Got someone on it.
Said, lost his anchor, he said.
I cut the anchor off. This other guy behind us is on it. He can deal with it. Hope he cuts them all the fuck off. Because I'm pretty sure we just ruined the fucking hydraulics.
47 said, aye, Captain.
Gonna get loud for a minute.
Damn. said, thank you for following
Are we
Serum
back?
Zero. Bear Grylls said, hydraulic oil blew up hit camera and melted the Wi-Fi capacitor. 4hash said, yeah, back. Conscript X said, save. Manic Ed Kiefer said, back. D0C7 said, we back. Camille Toon said, welcome back. Quenabut said, we back. Eric Midman said, we back. Preachy 710 said, we're back. Robamp 93 said, back, let's go. Unimer said, hey, we're back. Snoonius 92 said, Zay Lich Dex 12. Evilputter 1 said, I worked the front since everyone got the back. Six Back Enjoyer said, oh no, my lobster is too buttery and my steak too juicy. His 92 said, sorry, wrong chat. Evening 43 said, let some other C get it, lol, I use that one all the time. Streamlab said, thank you for following. Streamlab said, thank you for following the China.
Thank you for the follow. What happened, Ty?
Going around here.
1976 said, is Hydros okay?
They'll be alright for the day. I'll look at them in the morning.
I swung them right into the door there. Kind of sucking them. Yeah, it always does. Look at me, swing it around like a bastard, and then slack right up, start here.
42 said, surprised that doesn't happen more often with so many lobstermen in the area. Unimer said, hey, are you wearing any pants or freeballing it? Betrayed 1976
Freeballing it.
said, fingers crossed brother, best of luck. 113 said, LOL.
What are you going home?